Where did the inspiration for Sucker Punch come from?
The inspiration it came from a couple of places, but I think the initial inspiration came from, I'd written this little story, and in it there was a sequence where a girl was forced to dance, and they play some music for her, and she closes her eyes and goes on an adventure in her mind, and when the music ended, the sequence ended. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And so that was the thing that we sort of used as the spine of the movie, is this kind of way of getting in and out of these fantasy worlds was this sort of musical bridge.
Now, the movie kicks off with a creepy rendition of the Eurythmics song Sweet Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And then shortly afterwards, you see the Lennox Mental Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a pure coincidence or a homage to the band?
It was a pure coincidence that turned out to be an homage to the band.
All right, 'cause I was looking for a Dave Stewart pharmacy somewhere. But
Nice. That would have been cool.
Turned up.
Or like they should have said, this is Dr. Dave.
Yeah. It's been reported that a lot of the darker material was cut out of your original vision for Sucker Punch. Do you think it affected the quality of the movie in a way?
No, I was pretty comfortable with the process of sort of how the movie was. I had always intended the movie to be PG-13, in America. I don't know what the rating will be here, but the idea that the movie was for not for a fully adult audience only, right? Which is the kind of movies I've made in the past. Because I was afraid, because the movie's all about these girls in this insane asylum, and there's like the brothel element and the sexy fighting and the violence, that if I really just let it go, it would just be, that's all it would be about. Everyone would just be like, oh yeah, that's that crazy, super violent, crazy movie. And so because there were a lot of themes in the movie I wanted to try and get at, to let people sort of experience and feel and have fun with. And so that part still is, the same. But, we're making a Blu-ray, and you'll see that extra. There's about 18 minutes of extra footage on that.
Can you give us like an insight into one specific scene you think will work really well in this that you had to cut?
Well, one, for instance, and this isn't necessarily a dark scene, but in the title sequence of the movie, there's a musical number that's a Brian Ferry song, "Love's a Drug," and we actually shot that, with Carla and Oscar and all the girls, and they danced, and it was just a giant musical number in the middle of the movie, in the first third of the movie, and it's just a big, fun, crazy sequence that sort of does a day in the life of the place.
Now, moving on to Superman, when can we expect to see the first teaser trailer for that?
When will we see the first teaser trailer? Well, I can't say exactly, but I'd say we need to shoot some footage and get it out. But I'm not exactly sure. I would hope not long after we're done filming.
What qualities do you think Amy Adams will bring to the role of Lois Lane?
Amy brings, I think the awesome thing about Amy is that she is, she has, first of all, incredible chops. She can be tough, but she also has this kind of kindness too, there's that wonder still that she has. And I think that those things, are both going to be in play in the film. And, we're just looking to make, I would say, a more sort of, real world. And I just think Amy's able to just bring this level of credibility to that world.
And finally, are you tempted to do a very lo-fi, character-driven piece away from special effects at some stage?
Well, let me just say one thing about Superman. He can't do anything that's not like a visual effect. Like, he can't. I mean, he can walk around and talk, but if he's going to do something like physical, that's a visual effect because he's Superman. I think in the past people have tried to figure out how to do that with strings and putting cars on hydraulics or whatever and having him stand under it. But we're really trying to work on a way of doing this that really makes that feel real, but also doesn't rely, sort of try and understand the actual physics of what would have to happen for those things to happen. And it just brings sort of reality to that whole concept of like, you know, whatever it is, picking up a car or, you know, whatever. You know, that stuff's got to be completely based on reality.